Why did Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-a use stage names for their wedding invite? Imagine a wedding invitation so intimately crafted that it feels like a whispered secret shared between lovers. One that captures not just a date on the calendar, but a decade of quiet devotion blooming into forever. Could anything be more enchanting than that? As the crisp November air in Seoul carries whispers of romance, the revelation of Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-a's wedding invitation has ignited a collective sigh of adoration across the globe, reminding us all that true love often hides in the simplest strokes of a pen and pencil. This isn't just paper and ink. It's a canvas of vulnerability, where the tall, brooding actor known for his intense gazes in films like The Heirs and Uncontrollably Fond has scrawled words of invitation in his own steady hand, while his poised partner, the ethereal beauty from hometown Cha-Cha-Cha-Cha, has sketched whimsical figures that dance with unspoken joy. There's something profoundly moving about this choice, a deliberate rejection of glossy perfection in favor of raw, personal artistry that makes you pause and wonder. In an era of filtered facades, isn't this the kind of authenticity that makes our hearts ache with envy and delight? The invitation itself, unveiled just yesterday on November 27th, through a touching post from Shin Min-a's longtime hairstylist, a quiet cheerleader in their inner circle, reads with disarming warmth. We invite you to the wedding of Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-a. Please join us. December 20th, 2025 at 7 p.m. It's not adorned with gold leaf or embossed seals, but in its humility lies a magnetic pull, evoking the tender thrill of reading a love letter meant for someone else. Kim's handwriting, bold yet gentle, carries the weight of a man who has stared down life's fiercest storms, including his own battle with nasopharyngeal cancer diagnosed in 2017, a trial that tested his spirit but only deepened the roots of his bond with Shin. One can't help but feel a swell of admiration for how he's channeled that resilience into these few words, as if each loop and line is a vow renewed. And then there's Shin's illustration, a charming line drawing of a groom in a crisp bow tie, standing tall beside a bride crowned with a delicate tiara, her gown flowing like a soft evening breeze. It's playful yet poignant, her figures exuding a shy elegance that mirrors her own on-screen grace, and it stirs a quiet nostalgia in me, reminiscent of childhood doodles that dreamed up happily ever afters before the world complicated them. What truly captivates, though, is the couple's bold decision to summon guests not by their birth names, Kim Hyun-jung for him, born under that moniker on July 16, 1989, in a modest Seoul neighborhood, and Young Min-a for her, who entered the world as that unassuming name on April 5, 1984, in nearby Songnam, but by the stage personas that have woven themselves into the fabric of Korean pop culture. In a tradition-bound society where legal names often grace such formal missives, this choice feels like a loving nod to the public journey they've shared, a bridge between the private souls they've nurtured and the icons fans have cherished. It's an act of intimacy wrapped in familiarity, and it tugs at the heartstrings, doesn't it? To think of Kim, who shed his original name like a chrysalis in 2011, to emerge as the charismatic Kim Woo-bin under the wings of Sidus HQ, now reclaiming that evolved identity for his most sacred moment. It's poetic, a full-circle embrace that leaves you smiling at the irony of how fame's masks can sometimes reveal the truest faces. Shin, too, who blossomed from a teenage model discovered at 14 for her luminous skin and lithe frame, has long embodied Shin Min-a as a symbol of timeless allure, her transition from runway strides to silver screen depth as seamless as the illustrations she now gifts to her beloved. This gesture whispers of confidence, of a couple secure enough in their legacy to invite the world as equals, not strangers, and it fills me with a warm, wistful hope that more lives might echo such fearless self-expression. Their story, after all, is no fairy tale scripted in haste, but a slow burn epic forged in the fires of real adversity and unyielding support. One that began not with grand declarations, but with the subtle spark of a 2013 Giordano jeans campaign, where their on-camera chemistry crackled like unspoken electricity. Whispers of romance swirled even then, but it was July 2015 when the veil lifted fully, their agencies confirming what hearts already sensed, a connection deep enough to weather tabloid tempests. Picture them in those early days. Kim, the lanky model-turned-actor, fresh off White Christmas and hungry for roles that matched his quiet intensity. Shin, the seasoned star of My Girlfriend is an Agent, her career a tapestry of rom-com charm and dramatic nuance. They stole away to Jeju Island for clandestine weekends, hiking volcanic trails hand in hand, the island's misty craters mirroring the hidden depths of their growing affection. It's easy to romanticize those stolen moments now, isn't it? The way Shin would later recount in rare interviews how Kim's humor, dry, unexpected, like a punchline delivered mid-serious gaze, melted her guarded heart, or how he found solace in her unwavering calm amid the chaos of set lights and script revisions. Through it all, they've moved like shadows in sync, attending each other's premieres with subtle pride. Her radiant smile at his Friend, The Great Legacy showcase in 2013, his steady presence at her The Beauty Inside press junket years later. That kind of quiet solidarity, it doesn't just endure, it inspires, leaving you with a lingering glow, as if love could indeed be this steady, this kind. Yet no path to the altar is without its thorns, and for Kim and Shin, the sharpest came in May 2017, when news broke of his cancer diagnosis, a nasopharyngeal shadow that halted his ascent, just as Uncontrollably Fond had cemented his star power. The industry held its breath as he stepped back, treatments rigorous and relentless. But Shin was there, unwavering, a pillar in the storm, ferrying him to appointments and holding space for his fears without a single leaked tear to the press. Her devotion shone not in grand gestures, but in the everyday, cooking his favorite samgyetang soup on tough chemo days, or simply sitting in companionable silence as he sketched recovery maps in his mind. Watching their reunion in 2019, with Kim's triumphant return in When the Camellia Blooms, felt like collective catharsis. He looked not just healed, but transformed, his roles in Alienoid and Harbin carrying a newfound gravitas born of survival. It's profoundly moving to reflect on how Shin's own career flourished in tandem. Her heartfelt portrayal of a small-town dentist in Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha-Cha in 2021, earning her the Daesang at the Baeksang Arts Awards, a pinnacle that seemed to honor their shared resilience. One feels an almost protective tenderness for them here, a wish that the universe repays such loyalty with the kind of untroubled joy their invitation promises, proving that love isn't just a feeling, but a fierce, healing force. As December 20th dawns just weeks away, the couple's chosen sanctuary, the opulent Dynasty Hall at the Shilla Hotel in Jangcheong-dong, a bastion of Seoul's elegant heart, adds layers of storied romance to their union. This isn't some fleeting venue, but a hall hallowed by celebrity vows, where Jun Ji-hyun whispered, "I do," to her financier husband in 2012 amid cherry blossoms and crystal chandeliers. Where Jang Dong-gun and Ko So-young sealed their enduring partnership in 2010, their laughter echoing off gilded walls. Even Song Joong-ki and Song Hye-kyo, that Descendants of the Sun duo, exchanged rings here in 2017 before life's twists pulled them apart. The Shilla, with its manicured gardens and panoramic city views, has hosted Kwon Sang-woo and Son Tae-young's fairy tale affair, Nam Gung-min and Jin Ah-rum's intimate 2022 ceremony, and more recently, Kim Jong-min's heartfelt nuptials in April 2025. For Kim and Shin, selecting this storied space feels like a homage to love's timeless theater, a place where whispers of forever mingle with the ghosts of joyful yesterdays. Imagine the scene: twilight filtering through arched windows at 7 p.m., the air scented with white orchids and fresh pine from the hall's festive garlands, as family and a handful of close confidants, perhaps fellow Our Blues castmates like Lee Byung-hun or Kim Soo-hyun, gather in a private cocoon away from prying lenses. It's the sort of understated grandeur that suits them perfectly, evoking a soft pang of longing for the weddings we all dream of: intimate, elegant, eternally theirs. And with details like the master of ceremonies and performers still under wraps, the anticipation builds like a melody half-sung, leaving room for imagination to fill in the harmonies with hope and harmony. Of course, the road to this revelation wasn't paved without pitfalls. Those insidious rumors that swirl like autumn leaves around any high-profile romance. Just weeks before the agency's official nod on November 20, AM Entertainment for Kim and gold medalist for Shin, who jointly proclaimed, based on the deep trust built through their long relationship, they have promised to become lifelong partners. Speculation erupted over photos from a recent photo shoot. There was Shin, her fingers adorned with not one, but 7 delicate gold rings, glinting under studio lights like secrets half revealed. And later, at a casual event, her choice of flowing, loose attire that fans dissected with forensic zeal. Whispers of a premarital pregnancy rippled through online forums, a marriage ring mistaken for a maternal talisman, fueling a frenzy that tugged at the heart even as it intruded. But the agencies swiftly dispelled the haze, affirming with gentle firmness that no such blessing graced their timeline yet, redirecting the spotlight to the pure promise of their vows. It's disheartening, isn't it? How public adoration so often curdles into invasive curiosity. Yet heartening, too, in the way Kim and Shin have navigated it with grace, issuing a personal letter from Kim to his fans via his official cafe. Words laced with gratitude and a quiet plea for privacy that read like poetry from a man reborn. In an age where every snapshot invites scrutiny, their restraint feels revolutionary, a reminder that love's sanctity deserves shields, not spotlights, and it leaves you rooting for them fiercer, as if shielding their joy could safeguard a piece of your own. This wedding, poised to unfold as the first grand union of top-tier stars since Hyunbin and Son Ye-jin's intimate March 31, 2022, ceremony at the Grand Walker Hills Aston House. A day that melted screens worldwide with its blend of crash-landing-on-you magic and real-life tenderness, carries the weight of a cultural milestone. Back then, the world tuned in for glimpses of Hyunbin's steady gaze meeting Son Ye-jin's radiant smile, their exchange of vows under a canopy of spring blooms, marking not just a personal triumph, but a beacon for on-screen couples everywhere. 3 years on, with that duo now parents to a son born in late 2022, and thriving in projects like Son's The Royal Hotel and Hyun's Harbin, Kim and Shin step into that rarefied space, their decade-long odyssey a testament to endurance amid K Entertainment's relentless churn. It's impossible not to draw parallels, that electric undercurrent of shared artistry pulling souls together, yet theirs feels uniquely grounded, forged in the quiet interludes between takes rather than scripted serendipity. As fans buzz with excitement, social feeds ablaze with fan art of the couple in ethereal hanbok, playlists curated with their favorite ballads like IU's Through the Night or their own Our Blues soundtrack, there's a palpable sense of communal celebration, a wave of well wishes that transcends borders. One feels a buoyant optimism here, as if their yes ripples outward, affirming that after 10 years of trials, From Kim's health odyssey to Shin's evolution from model muse to Baeksang darling, love doesn't just survive, it soars, inviting us all to believe in second acts and eternal beginnings. Delving deeper into their intertwined worlds, it's the subtle synchronicities that enchant most. How Shin's artistic flair, channeled through her private Instagram at Illusomina, where she shares ethereal sketches of blooming florals and whimsical figures, found its tender apex in that invitation doodle, a skill honed since her modeling days when idle hours on sets birthed hidden sketchbooks. Kim, ever the appreciator, has spoken in past interviews of being mesmerized by her talent, calling it a window to her soul's quiet poetry, a sentiment that now graces their guests' hands. Their careers, too, mirror this harmony. Kim's recent turn as a cunning operative in Harbin, channeling the sharp intellect he once brought to The Magnificent Century, pairs seamlessly with Shin's layered vulnerability in Our Blues, where she bared a widow's grief with such raw empathy it earned tears and trophies alike. They've supported each other's ascents without stealing thunder, him cheering her through The Red Sleeve's historical elegance, her presence a steady anchor during his agency power plays. And let's not overlook the everyday magic they've hinted at. Weekend escapes to the Han River for bike rides at dawn, or cozy evenings lost in vinyl spins of classic trot, Kim's boyish grin breaking through as Shin hums along off-key. These fragments, pieced from rare glimpses and insider anecdotes, paint a portrait of partnership that's profoundly relatable, stirring a deep-seated yearning for connections that feel this lived in, this luminous. As the countdown to December 20th ticks onward, with Seoul's winter chill softening into festive warmth, one imagines the couple in final preparations. Shin selecting a gown that whispers of classic silhouettes with modern twists, perhaps a silk number echoing the fluidity of her on-screen wardrobes, while Kim ponders a bespoke tuxedo that tempers his towering 188-centimeter frame with understated sophistication. The Dynasty Hall, with its vaulted ceilings and marble floors polished to a mirror sheen, will likely glow under soft lantern light, tables laden with seasonal delicacies, steaming galbi-chim, delicate hemul pajan, and towers of fresh persimmons, symbolizing abundance. Close allies like director Lee Han, who helmed their Our Blues collaboration, might MC with wry anecdotes, while performers remain a tantalizing mystery. Could it be a surprise duet from fellow castmates, or a string quartet weaving melodies from their shared soundtracks? Amid the swirl, their families, Kim's supportive parents from his model scouting days, Shin's grounded kin from her Seongnam roots, will form the emotional core, a circle of love that predates the fame. It's this mosaic of memory and milestone that elevates their day beyond event to essence, evoking a profound gratitude for witnesses to such wholeness. In a year marked by comebacks and closures, their union feels like a coda to resilience, a harmonious note that lingers, making the world feel a touch more tender, a heartbeat more hopeful. Yet beyond the ceremony's glow lies the horizon they step toward together, a canvas blank with possibility. Kim, at 36, eyes projects that blend action with introspection, perhaps a sequel to Uncontrollably Fond's emotional depths, or a venture into international waters, his post-cancer clarity sharpening his choices. Shin, 41, and at her creative zenith, might explore producing, her eye for narrative honed by roles in Because This Is My First Life and beyond, or even a gallery show of her illustrations, turning personal passion into public poetry. Parenthood, when it graces them, promises to be a chapter written with the same deliberate care. No rush, just readiness, echoing how they've paced their romance. Fans, ever vigilant, already dream of family cameos in future dramas, a mini Woo Bin with Shin's luminous eyes charming the screen. But for now, in this suspended moment, It's the invitation's echo that resonates. An invitation not just to witness, but to believe that after navigating Cancer's shadow, rumor mills, and spotlight's glare, love can arrive handwritten, illustrated, and utterly, beautifully theirs. And in that truth, there's a quiet revolution. A reminder that the grandest gestures are the ones etched by hand, felt in the heart, and shared with the world as a gift. As we await the 20th, hearts full, one can't shake the feeling that Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-a aren't just marrying, they're redefining what forever looks like, one loving line at a time.